Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's Shanna. So glad you're here. Now, today I'm bringing in everything but the kitchen sink. I've got this Home Sweet Home etched die set that is relatively new from Spellbinders, and it is the cutest little set. I mean, it's just got everything to make a darling little house. And in addition to that, I'm going to bring in several other dies from Spellbinders. Now, here I've already done my die cutting on most items. I will have to do some more die cutting, but I just knew there was going to be a lot of die cutting and I would just do it in advance. So I did my little house and some Spellbinders, oh gosh, whatever color that pink is. I'll have to link it in the description box. And then everything else I did in my Hammer Mill white. And so I've got it all. And I'm also going to bring in the new Over the Rainbow die set. And I'm bringing it in because I'd already cut these rainbows out from a previous live, and I had multiples, and I thought I would use them. In addition to those, I cut them out in vellum because I wanted to soften the colors a little bit. And so I'm bringing in the grassy area, the I guess bushes or whatever, and then the path from this as well, and we're going to add it. I'm also going to bring in the flowering tree etched dies, which was part of the Out and About set, and I'm going to add a tree to that. So like I said, I'm bringing in everything but the kitchen sink. I'm also bringing in the tunnel cloud etched dies because I'm going to use the sun from that, and I think I also grabbed some yeah, I had previously die cut out in vellum the clouds from the Over the Rainbow as well. So I'm bringing in this orange hammer mill cardstock and this yellow hammer mill cardstock, and I'm just going to die cut out my sun, the center of my sun and the outer part of my sun, and so I'll have those pieces. And this is going to be a longer video, so I apologize. Now, I did speed up the ink blending. I'm going to create a background panel for my scene, and I'm just going to put some of my double-sided tape down and lay it on this rubber mat. And I'm doing the tape just so I won't have to hold it as much. And I'm going to bring in my Distress Oxides. I've got Shabby Shutters that I'm going to start out with. And get it laid down, and then I'm going to bring in Mowed Lawn, Distress Oxide, and go over the top of that. I'm trying to match the green with my cardstock that I've got there, and I used my yellow brush and it just had some leftover mustard seed, and I'm bringing in Speckled Egg, I'm bringing in Stormy Sky, and I'm also bringing in Uncharted Mariner. And then I'm going to go back over all of these colors a second time just to make sure I've got good depth and good blending. And we're just going to go back around. And I'm just laying it down there and getting it all filled in. And I think the panel looks pretty good. I'm going to lay it aside for a minute because I've done a lot of blending on there. It probably needs to dry a little bit. And we'll start looking at some of our die cut pieces. And I apologize, I've kind of got my desk in a mess because it's just full of a lot of things that I'm using. And I'm going to eyeball these. You'll see me eyeball everything quite a bit just because I want to get spacing done. Now what I'm doing here is just adding a little bit of tape runner on this purple die cut piece, and I'm going to lay the same size vellum over it, and I just wanted to soften it and kind of give it a feeling of a rainbow, because they're very faint and real soft looking. So I thought I'd just lay this vellum over there and just kind of knock that color back a little bit. Now it's not perfect because of the tape runner that I laid down in there, and the purple one's not bad. I think the blue and the pink one, you can notice the tape runner once I get it laid down, but it doesn't matter because I'm able to camouflage it with all the other elements of the card. So I'm just going to very lightly put a little bit on there because I noticed that it wasn't, squeaky clean looking. So I'm just going to put a little bit down, and I'll do all three of these, and then I'll actually come back and add a little bit of glue to it just to kind of get it, make sure it's laid down well. But any areas where the tape runner or the glue shows, I will be able to camouflage, and it'll turn out looking pretty good. So we'll line up this last one, and then we can begin working on our other elements. So today is Thursday, and boy, am I looking forward to the weekend. I have some plans to go to a blueberry festival with my sister and my girlfriend. It's actually her birthday, and we're going to be celebrating. And so we're going to go to the blueberry festival this weekend, and it should be a good time. Hopefully the weather will hold out. I think we're supposed to get a little bit of rain, but I'm hoping that the weather will hold out. Now here I'm just bringing in that blending brush and kind of going over this yellow, and then I'm bringing in my orange blending brush and trying to get some orange down on there just to have a little bit more dimension to my sun. And I'll actually blend it a couple of times till I get it where I want it. Now I decided it'd be better if I just got this panel glued down. So I'm going to get some glue on here and try to get it lined up real nicely and get it laid down on my card base. And then we can start working with all of the pieces. So again, I'm going to fiddle with this rainbow, and you're going to see me do that several times because, it's all about placement and how I'm going to get everything to fit on there and just making sure everything's going to fit on there and tuck it in. And I'm putting my sun on that side, and then I realized the biggest part of my house is on the other side. So I need to move my sun over and kind of tuck it in underneath my rainbow. And I made the sky kind of dark in the background because you generally, you have rain and then you have sun, and that's what when you'll have a rainbow. So I just tried to make the elements seem logical, I guess. And here I'm taking the little, I would call this a vent to your roof. I've got one almost exactly like this on my house. And I'm going to get it laid down on there, and it covers that hole up nicely, so you don't have to worry about putting it on the back or whatever. I suppose you could, if you wanted some dimension, you could put the white piece on the back and then put the trim on the front and maybe have a little bit more dimension between there, but this worked out just fine for me, especially since I didn't have it on my card base yet. I just decided to do it that way. And then there's a nice little etched area that shows you where the background of your door goes, and then I'm just taking and popping out the little window pieces and getting it ready, and I'm laying it down there. And I've got the door piece right there, and I'm layering it. And I'm going to get the first background of the door piece laid down, and then I'm going to rethink the front door and when I do the curtains. So I'm going to get this trim piece laid down. I'm getting all these little bits out of the way and getting them off my desk because my desk is a mess. And I'm going to grab my tweezers and get this little trim piece and just add some glue on it, and we'll get this laid down around the top of the house. And you'll notice that the house will really start coming together with all these elements. Spellbinders does a fantastic job of layering up all of the different pieces to really make them look super cute. And then this piece is kind of like your porch area, I guess. It would be, if you stepped out, you'd have your porch area here, and then we'll have some steps that are going to come down off of it. Super, super cute. Now I'm looking at my window now, and you've got the white background piece, and I've got the trim piece that I've already poked out, laying there down by my left hand, and now I'm popping out the white curtains. And this is where I'm kind of thinking about the curtains and what I might want to do with it. And so I lay the white ones on there, and I realize it's just too stark for my preference, and I wanted to bring in some additional color. So I'll go and find some pattern paper and actually die cut out some curtains with some pattern paper, and that way we'll have some color to it. Now I had this pink polka dot paper out earlier in the week and decided to not use it, and I just thought it would be perfect to have like a lighter pink and then that darker pink that's on my house for my curtains and my door. Originally I started out thinking I'm just going to use it for my curtains, and then I think it would help my door to stand out, and I was really happy with choosing to do that. And you can see some polka dots on there, but it doesn't bother me. I thought maybe the polka dots would be more universal, but they were actually too far apart, so I couldn't get a lot of them on there. And I'll cut a third one out thinking that maybe I can get another panel with some polka dots on it, but I don't get very many, and I just get a little bit on the door there as well. So I'm going to die cut out that third one, and I'll take a look at it. And I think I get a smidge of a dot on there, but my window frame winds up covering most of it up. And you can see the polka dot on my door, and I'm okay with that. It's all right. And so we'll get these curtains laid down on this base panel here. And I think they look really cute. And then we'll put our window frame. My windows are actually like this. I guess if I'd have made the house the color of my house, it could have looked kind of similar. Actually, I would have had to do a brick pattern. But the roof and the little vent and that kind of remind me. And then the frames around the windows. Anyway, so we'll get this laid down on here. And it's coming together. And so now I'm thinking about that front door again. And then this is where I decide that I'm going to bring that pink polka dot paper back in and kind of change up what I'm doing with the door. So I'll just grab that little die and just cut a little scrap piece of paper for it. And then we'll bring my scout back in, and I'll die cut that out again, and then we will just replace that piece with this pattern paper piece. And I think it's super cute. It adds a nice little decorative element to my little house. And we'll get it glued up and get it laid down on there. And we'll have a little white edge all the way around that when we lay it down on that piece there. So we've got a nice little edge, white edge trim piece. And we're going to get our little pink door laid down there. And then we'll lay the little frame with our little window. Just got to get the tiniest amount of glue on there. And then we'll get it positioned on there, and it looks super cute. Now, I'm kind of cleaning up my mess because I've decided my desk was in a big enough mess. I needed to get it organized. So I've got the fence here in my hands, and I'm just kind of popping out some of the pieces of the fence. And then there are 3 fence boards that have some dimension in them, and I'm counting to see if there's like an odd number of fence planks, but there's not. So I'm actually just going to use 2 of them. I'm going to put 1 on each end because I couldn't decide whether I wanted another one to be offset or not. So I'm just going to go with the 2, and I'm happy with that. And so there's our fence, and we've got it assembled. And then we've got a little set of steps that you're going to put underneath your door, and like you'll step down on off of your front porch with those steps. And we'll get that laid down there. And then I'm going to bring in my little fence, and I'm just going to put some glue on the bottom of it and lay it on the side of my porch. And I guess that's just a little fence there so you don't fall off your porch. Now, I'm going to assemble my little grassy hill area, and I'm going to put my little, I don't know, bushes or what behind there, and just kind of line them up on the corners because there's a little dot that shows you on both panels where you should position it. So I'm just getting it positioned on there. And then I'm going to bring in that blending brush that has the shabby shutters and the mowed lawn on there. And you can see it lightens that green and kind of helps it to better match. It doesn't match exactly, but it helps to better match my background scene there. And this is where I added some more ink to the center of the sun. And then we're going to kind of eyeball things again, and just, this is where I think I need to add some more glue to this. And I think this is where it kind of got a little messy. But no worries, it works out fine in the end because I'm able to get everything covered up. I've got a lot of elements here that are going to go on my card. Still trying to work it all out. I think it's coming together. And I'm trying to position them, but I'm ultimately going to pick up everything and just piecemeal it down. I thought about doing the press and seal technique, but I thought I'm going to wing it. That's what I do most of the time anyway. So we've got our sun down there, and now we're going to start laying down our rainbow pieces. And I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want to position them, so I'm eyeballing it again. And ultimately, I'm just going to grab and go. And so we'll get some glue on here and get it laid down. And then we'll start layering them up. So I think we're going to have a cookout for the weekend, holiday weekend. We're actually going to do it Sunday after church and not Monday because of the kids' availability. Now my oldest daughter will be celebrating her anniversary. It's early. They're celebrating early because they have a chance to get away. And so then my youngest daughter has to work on Labor Day, so we're going to try and do something on Sunday and just have a little cookout with family and friends after church. So that'll be fun. So we've got that festival, and then we've got a little cookout, and then hopefully Monday can get a little rest in. So I've got my rainbows laid down there, my rainbow colors, and I'm just going to bring in some of that real thin dimension scrapbook.com foam strips and just layer up my grass because I'm going to put it over my rainbows. So I'm just going to layer that bottom piece up, and it'll lay on there nice and neat. And we'll get these positioned on there. And then I'm going to need to add some foam to my house as well, and I'll do it on the top half of it because I'm going to glue the bottom half to the mound of grass. And so this is so thin that you can tear it easily. And they're sticking to my fingers, and I'm just going to use all of that scrap that I have, kind of stick it on my fingers and just lay it down there, and then we'll put some glue on the bottom and we'll get this laid down. There we go. And then I'm going to position it, and I like it, and then I realize it's crooked, and I pull it up, and I wanted to get my my walkway or my little, I don't know, sidewalk or path laid down, and then I'm going to put it on there higher, and I realized that I didn't mean to put it on there higher, and I'll have to move it later because I'll realize that there's a little bit of a glue mark there. Now I've got my tree, and I'm trying to position where I want it. So I'm just going to start assembling it, and it's essentially 3 pieces of just the tree. Now the die set does come with some, it's called flowering tree, so it has some little flowers and flower centers and a couple little leaves that go with it that you could add to it. But I didn't use them for this, and I could have actually die cut out those little flowers and put them kind of in my fence area. I think that would have been a cute addition to it, but that was just an afterthought. So I'm just going to put some glue on the tips of my limbs, and I'm going to attach it to where my limbs actually show. I suppose you could tuck those underneath the top layer if you wanted to, but I chose not to do that. I chose to let my branches show. I think that's what I meant. I think I might have said stems, but I meant branches. And then we're going to position this over there in that area where I need to kind of cover up some of that vellum where you can see the glue on there. And so I'm going to lift my house up a little bit and just get it tucked in there, and I think it looks super cute. Now there's still some spots where you could see a little bit of that, and I decided I had some of these vellum clouds already cut out from that previous live that I did the rainbows in. And so I'm just going to bring them in and put just a little bit of tape runner on there and lay them down, and it covers it up, and I think it looks okay. And then I'm going to bring in another one and strategically position it as well and get it laid down on there. Now I think all we really need at this point is we need some type of a sentiment. So I think it looks super cute. Let me know if you like it. And I'm going to go fetch a sentiment, and I've got Sunshine and Smiles. And this is a better press sentiment from Spellbinders that I had previously pressed, and I had it laying in a little dish, and so it was perfect for this because I think Sunshine and Smiles goes great with this little house and the sunshine. And we'll just pop up one side of it that's going to hang over the rainbow and put some glue on the other side, and we'll get it laid down. And then that is going to finish off our cute little home sweet home scene card. I hope you like it. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.